John the Baptist testifies as much, that he who has authority, right, is establishing heaven on earth. And then we see that once again through the restoration, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, meaning it's here, it's within reach. You can access it and be part of it. And that is something, you and I talk about this quite a bit offline, but even sometimes in the podcast, where we genuinely believe that you can live and receive a celestial glory today, as opposed to having to wait, right, until in the eternities, right? Like, so much of what the temple is seeking to bestow upon us as covenant sons and daughters is the ability to enter into his presence, not at some future point in time, but now, today. Like, have his presence with you now. Receive of that today. Experience celestial living today. Not necessarily exaltation, right? That's even a higher degree of glory. But you can have celestial living in your life and in your home today. That's available to anyone and everyone who has entered into and walks the covenant path righteously.
Yeah, these revelations are all plain and precious. They're demystifying the gospel. And that's why they're uncomfortable for a lot of people who haven't built the testimony line upon line, like let's the people of other faiths, right? So a lot of these things make them uncomfortable, these concepts. But I mean, what we're learning here is that this idea of heaven as, ain't nothing bad ever going to happen ever again, that might not be the truest statement. Okay.
Once again, Lucifer is the example of that.
Well,
that opposition always exists.
That is symbolically, in gospel symbolism, that is correct. We will be in eternal glory, eternal happiness. But same sociality exists here, right? And those who are most celestial in this life are those who suffer the greatest tribulations. We look to the beings that we know are exalted, and what's going on in their lives? Well, we have Lucifer's the worst example. We have he makes it there and then completely goes apostate and loses everything. So that's like worst case scenario of heaven. But who are the other figures we have there? Well, we have Michael. He goes to earth and then completely condescends back to the celestial kingdom. A positive thing, right, for you and I, but a tribulation for him. Yes, agreed. We have Jehovah, right, top dog, condescends to become a martyr so that the priesthood can continue to perpetuate through the eternities. You have God the Father, who gives his only begotten Son for that purpose. Like, these are hardcore tribulations associated with the celestial kingdom, okay? Like, and yet they are in eternal glory. They are in the fires of eternal happiness and eternal priesthood. So what's going on here? Well, the secret is Liberty Jail. What were the lessons of Liberty Jail? Do you remember? Joseph said, I get it now. Now I understand that I can glory in tribulations. I get what Paul was saying. I understand eternity better now, that these tribulations, they're not to be seen as negative things. In fact, they are to be seen as positive things that are used to produce glory. And if you can change your attitude, change your mindset, you can start seeing life, right, reality as it is here and as it will be in lives to come, as opportunities for experiences, for growth, for great things to come out of difficult things, for the power of one person to offer salvation to many, right? Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.